So welcome to another video of Quality Reptiles, and this is a video about what you should know when you buy a water monitor. This here is Sora. Sora is my black dragon female. She's also a water monitor, but she's completely black. This is melanistic genetics, means that they have too much black pigment. What you have to think about when you buy a black dragon, the female has some extra important things to think about, and it's something that a lot of keepers forget. Females will eventually lay eggs, no matter if there's a male with them or not. They will lay eggs someday. It could be at 1.5 years old, but it can also be much older when they first lay eggs. And when they start laying eggs, they often lay 3 times a year. Some lay less, but most of the time it's 3 times a year. And they need perfect conditions to lose those eggs. So if you have a female water monitor, it's always important that you have a laying box or a place where they can dig very deep, at least 80 centimeters deep. And what's very important is that the laying box is heated, because they are very sensitive for temperature, and when the temperature is too low in the laying box, they will have problems laying eggs. Often the first time when they lay eggs, they will 9 out of 10 times they will lose those eggs in whatever condition there is. But when they get older, they they can be more picky, and they will not lay as easy as they did before. So always make sure that they have perfect conditions for laying eggs. You can use sand, but you can also use soil or a soil sand mix for the eggs. Yeah, the temperature in the laying box should be around 27 to 30 degrees. And when it's too cold, most monitors will not lay their eggs. The temperature in the enclosure should be around 25 to 30 degrees. Rather have it more against 30 degrees than 25 degrees. And they need a hot spot of at least 50 to maximum of 60 degrees. They need this temperature because their skin is very thick and their body fat is a lot, and to get fully heated they need a much higher temperature than most reptiles to function fully, because it takes much longer to warm up. They will not function very well with lower temperatures. They have problems digesting food, they have problems with shedding and other things. All the body functions will work less easy when they have too low of basking spot temperature. As to food, I mostly feed fish and sometimes also birds and other animals, but mostly fish. I have Kiezenbrink ground up meat mixes. I also give this, and they are in many tastes like chicken, turkey, duck, deer, lamb, horse, and yeah, many other tastes. You can look it up. in the USA they don't have this brand, but in most European countries you can buy Kiesebrink. And if there's no Kiesebrink in your country, they often have other brands. It's made for dogs, but it's a completely natural mix with only organs, bone, and meat mixed together. So there's no added stuff in it. So it's really good for reptiles too. I give this meat for, yeah, I think around 18 years now, and I have only a good experience with the meat. So they are called water monitors. They need a lot of water. So use all the space you have to give them as much water as the space allows, because they are really good swimmers and they do everything in the water. They even mate with their partners in the water, and they drink with their cloaca and their mouth. They take water in with their skin. It's very important that you have very big space of water, and also that the water is very clean and heated. I have my water at 28 degrees, and I clean them with very good water filters, with UVC filters to kill the bacteria, and yeah, I make sure that the water is always clean and that the filters are working. A lot of people think that you can keep water monitors, monitor pairs together the whole year around. I would really not advise this. Water monitors can be really nasty to each other. I have had males and females together fight over that, ripping each other apart and trying to take out intestines from each other. Really, they are very nasty to each other. I only pair them up when I think there's a chance that they will breed, like when I see that the female is that has a very big belly, and they often ovulate. You can take an ultrasound to be sure if you have an ultrasound, or you can just look at them, and some people just see it. I can see it with her very easily when she is ovulating. And then I put the male with her, and they breed for like 1 week or 1.5 weeks. And then when they're done, when they quit breeding, they don't poop on my shoes. Thank you. So when they're done breeding after 1.5 weeks, I separate them, so the female also have a little bit rest. And then after she has laid eggs, some weeks later, I give her a little bit more time to get some weight on her body again. And then soon after, like 2 months or something, they often ovulate again. And then when they are in good health, I put the male again with them. I never keep them all year around together, because this will go wrong someday. And some pairs are very friendly to each other, but I really would not advise them to put them all year around together. It's not good for the female's mental health, but also for her body. It's a lot, and one day she could be done with it and try to kill the male, and often the male wins, so he kills the female. Also, some females get very aggressive when they have laid eggs, and they will protect the eggs. The male will try to eat the eggs. So make sure that you always can split your pair up and that both animals have a really nice enclosure. You can do this by making a door between two enclosures that you can open and close, so they have a bigger enclosure when they are together. That's how I like to work with breeding, but never let them together all year round, because it will go wrong one day and you will lose your female probably. When water monitors lay fertile eggs, they often are very strong eggs. When you squeeze them, they are very hard. When you have the inflated eggs, 9 out of 10 times they are not fertile. I normally throw those eggs away immediately, because I know that nothing good will come from those eggs. At least with me, I've never had eggs hatched that are inflated, so I always throw them away. But I have seen people hatching eggs that were inflated, but I think that's probably because the eggs were dried out. In my enclosures, the humidity and the whole climate is so good that the eggs can even hatch in the enclosures. So they are always in good conditions when they are laid, and if they're not, then they are just not fertile. I will dig up the eggs and I always put them in my incubators. I have incubators that are used in laboratories, so I use second-hand incubators from laboratories. They are very accurate, very good incubators. My favorite brand of incubator is Mammoth. I have 2 of them, and I have another incubator from another brand. I don't know the brand at this moment, but most incubators that are from laboratories are very good. And I put the temperature around 30 degrees and the humidity around 80 to 90%. And they hatch normally around 18 to 210 days. With me more against 180 days, because I hatch them at a very high temperature. You can also put them on 28 degrees or 31 degrees, but I've always done 30 degrees and it works really well for me. So yeah, everyone can decide for themselves. I put the eggs in a mix of perlites and vermiculites, and I just add water at feeling, so I just feel if it's wet enough. There are often all calculations on the internet of how to mix it with water, but I just have done it so many times that I just feel the substrate and know that it is fine for the eggs. And after 3 months I add some water at the substrate, because it's incubating for 6 months. It dries out after a while. With Tegu eggs who only lay like 80-90 days, I never add water. But with the monitor lizards you really need to add water halfway. So that's about how I incubate my eggs, or her eggs to be precise. So thank you for watching this video. Please leave a message in the comments and like and subscribe if you're not already did. See you in the next video.